Hello, good morning. We are here with Healthy Mind, Body, Spirit. That's the name of my company, I think, I hope. Oh, all the ends of this whole thing are just like spinning out of control. But not here. Yeah, a little bit here. But only in that fun and interesting way. Although last class was a little boring. It sort of was. But guess what I found? I found the reading I wanted to do. And I'm so happy that I found it. I was like, whatever. I did go upstairs and I was like, I had a powwow to find this, right? Although this is my third powwow to find this. And I finally did. And I finally did. So we will be back tomorrow with the special reading that I wanted to do for our Bookless classroom. I'll explain tomorrow. It's really, really good. Worth tuning in for. I notice I don't get as many visitors for the live later on. Like you can watch these lives. I'm not editing them, so I can send them over to the videos, but I'm not editing the live. We are here in Healthy Mind, Body, Spirit Classroom. Dear highlights, we are doing day 88. Day 88. 8. Turn it on its side. Infinity. The infinity sign. 88. We're so happy. All right, so we're going to go jump right into it after my, fun and games I just had. I'm going to pull 2 random highlights from my highlights magazines that I got from where? Where did I get those highlights magazines from? Commerce Township Library when they had their sale. I was so happy about it. And so I got a stack of them. Some of them are the National Geographics. I'm not digging that. There's some information that I thought was a little spacey. Like, who put that stuff out there? Where is it? I don't think I have it up there anymore. There it is over there. My National Geographic book, which has got the best pictures in the world, but maybe not the best information in the world. I don't know. Where are these people coming from? Putting this info together. It's a first click from something that they search online. I don't know. Highlights magazine. They've been doing Dear Highlights for who even knows how long? Since I was a kid. Yep, since I was a kid. 25 years ago. Today. Dear Highlights. Sometimes I forget to say thank you. What can I do? Start saying thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Give me a sec. Holy smokes. Here's the reason why I just want to buckle over as if somebody just gut punched me with that question. What, honestly, do you have absolutely zero problem solving skills? I'm sorry, but or is that the extent of your worries that you have? Sometimes I forget to say thank you. Guess what? Remember, be thankful. Search your heart for some gratitude. Oh my gosh. I'm going to see if that's what the advice columnist said to this letter. It's great that you want to say thank you more often. Showing thankfulness means a lot to people around you, and it can make you feel good too. Make a list of the people who you... I'm so disgusted I can't read it. I am telling you, folks, this is just pure evidence of how the thought on your part has took a nosedive into, I am so bored with you. I want to play outside, but my parents say I have to finish my chores first. Do you think that's bad advice, Caleb, in Idaho? Or do you think that's good advice? I mean, I don't know. You might be 3 or 6 or 10. I don't care what age you are, at any age. Do you think that your parents are giving you good advice or bad advice? Seems like it's pretty good advice. And I just shut up and take it. Same thing with the same thing. Ugh. I need help when I'm doing homeschool. And my mom isn't here. I like your question, but I can see clearly that you need help doing homeschool work, doing your homeschooling, understanding grammar and verb tenses. But it does make me think that maybe we got to spend some more time on verb tenses for sure, right? And we clearly need to be around people who know how to speak grammatically correct as well. Madeline from Florida, it's good that you want to do your best work. I'm so sick and tired of this advice columnist also going, it's so good that you want to say thank you. It's so good you want to ask a question without giving me any details. Try making a note when you get stuck. You can use sticky notes or a piece of paper to mark your spot. Be sure to write down exactly what you need help with so you don't forget. Then when your mom gets back, you can go over it together. Now, if your mom gets home late, you should have described that. She gets home too late for me to ask her any questions, because the advice columnist can only go so far. She can only go on the one sentence that you typed to her, or however you got it to her. I highly doubt you typed it. In the meantime, you can move on to another lesson. That way you won't fall behind. It's important to talk to your mom about your school schedule. If you need a lot of help when she is gone, you might do your schoolwork only when she's home. Other family members might be able to help you too. See, had you given all that information, you might have been able to have a better answer. But you got to start with the basics when that's all the information that you gave. Do you have brothers and sisters? If not, then that won't help you either. And a lot of this, if your mom gets home late, that doesn't help you. So a lot of this answer doesn't help you, but that's on you, Madeline. But at least, from Florida, but at least you had enough information that I used your question. Good grief. I do feel like you guys are mind numbed. Go for it. Let's see. Let's see if we have a good question and go for it. Oh my God, this is the one that cracked me up. My brother wears fake eyeglasses with no lenses. I've asked him politely so many times to take them off. How can I deal with it? All right. I don't laugh as much about that one as I did the first time. I always feel super weird when people clap for me. What should I do? Well, here's an answer. Amelia from Maryland. Would you prefer that they didn't? How would that make you feel? If you performed and nobody clapped, would that make you feel better? Get over it, Amelia. Here's some advice, Amelia. Get over it. Oh my gosh. That's the worst thing going on in your life. You feel weird when people give you accolades. You call them accolades. Learn how to take a compliment. Be gracious. Learn what the word gracious means. My parents are giving me the option to teach my sister piano. Any tips? That's not a bad question. I don't mind that question. What an exciting opportunity for you and your sister. What an exciting opportunity for you and your sister. It sounds as if your parents appreciate your musical talent and are confident you will do a great job teaching your sister. Talk to your parents and sister about what they expect. Together, make a clear plan for how the lessons will proceed. This will help set you up for success. You could also consider using a piano book, which may help you plan each lesson. Finally, remember to be patient with your sister. A music teacher at school may have more ideas for you. That's a really good answer. I really like that answer a lot. For me, here's the thing about this, is that you're young. Well, let me start that over. It's that you're knowledgeable. You're knowledgeable. It's just that you're not a teacher, right? I'm a teacher, but sometimes I'm not always knowledgeable either in how to teach things, right? I'm teaching grammar. I'm a psychologist. So I know, because I'm an expert actually in teaching and learning as well, I know how to teach psychology, but that I know how to teach because I know what your mind needs to learn. I know, I hear what you're saying. Well, it's kind of surprising given your last video. I know, I get it sometimes, right? But what do? I always go to my encyclopedia is what I do. I'm always looking up and using other resources that I like that help me teach. So for my early bird classroom, that encyclopedia is actually a homeschool encyclopedia. I just don't look up things, but I look up, like, it's got a whole section on grammar, which is part of the writing section, right? So that helps me organize the lesson from easy to hard. So books, just like she said, are going to help you organize your lesson so you could be a good teacher. And the best teachers have patience. If you find you can't have patience with your little sister, that's something to work on. And young people sometimes can't have it. Sometimes young people just can't have it. Sometimes old people can't have it. Sometimes some people never get patience, right? I told you the story about Scott Weiler. So Scott Weiler, my teacher asked me to tutor him when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, something like that. And it didn't go well. I lost my patience. I got annoyed with him. And that made his eyes well up with tears. And I was like, done. I'm done. I'm not a teacher in 3rd grade. I don't know how to do this. You're supposed to be doing that. And I kind of did actually think I said something right to that effect. Like, I was really nice to Scott, turned around and I said, I can't teach him anymore. And I just totally walked back and sat down and started doing my work. Totally didn't give her a chance to respond. Nothing. Where did I get that attitude from? I had such attitude, but I didn't do it like, I just did it like, I know she's going to talk to me and trying to tell me I could do it, but I'm not going to go through that again. I will not make another peer of mine cry. No. Anyway. So I could not have developed the patience at that moment in time to do a better job teaching Scott. I was too young. I did not have any patience until, last year. That is close to true. Although I've been working on it for 10 years. Like really working on it. Like praying, working on it. I have been for 10 years. We're going backwards in our highlights. These are what adults need to learn from 75 years of highlights. So I said, so what did I say, 50 years? And this was published after COVID-19. So 2021. All right, so 75 years of highlights. This is really good, right? Okay. Okay, so we did Adina. I'm adopted from Vietnam. Oh, we didn't read this one. So we did Adina the last time, which was I'm 11-year-old and have a very big problem. Every time I say something or do something, I either get yelled at or get interrupted. My mother always tells me to let my feelings out, but when I do, I get yelled at. I tried talking to them about it, but I get yelled at. What should I do? So we read this one. If you didn't hear our answer to that or hear the advice columnist answer to this, you could go to last Thursday's class, right? We didn't do this yesterday. So we answered that on last Thursday's class, which would have been class 86, number 86. All right. Healthy Mind, Body, Spirit, number 86. All right, so we're moving on because we went backwards. And if you forgot, this Dear Highlights is in categories. And so here are the categories. Letters about family, school, friendship, feelings, and confidence. And this is where we're at right now on these letters about feelings and confidence. Then we're going to do self-improvement, hopes and dreams, concerns and events, biases and exclusions. Oh, societal concerns and events. Hopes and dreams, not just dreams. And COVID-19. So, we're taking it. I don't know. I like this a lot. I like it a lot. Answering these questions. I think it's great. I always wanted to be sort of, I did, even when I was little. It was Dear Ann Landers. Or Dear Abby. One of the two. They were sisters. Both advice columnists. Yeah, I know. And since my name's Annette, I think it's right up my alley. Little Ann. Dear Highlights, I'm adopted from Vietnam. Whenever I sing the national anthem, I feel like a traitor. What should I do? Oh, look, he used cursive with all capital letters. That is really hard to read. Carrie, 2016. Dear Carrie, we understand that you feel a sense of loyalty to Vietnam. Here comes a joke. Whoop. It's only natural that you would feel this way. We truly believe that the people in your homeland would not think of you as a traitor for singing the U.S. national anthem. In the same way, we believe that people in the United States would not think of you as a traitor for singing the Vietnamese national anthem if you get a chance to visit your homeland someday. Not here, though. Being from Vietnam is a part of who you are, Carrie, and that will never change. You can learn about the people, traditions, and history of your country to make you feel even more connected to your homeland. At the same time, we hope you will also cherish being an American citizen and learning as much as you can about the people, traditions, and history of the U.S. You know, providing that they're telling you the truth about the history, who even knows? You can honor and love both countries and be proud of it. Together, you and your parents can learn more about your homeland. If your family doesn't already, you might include your Vietnamese traditions in your home. Together, you can celebrate all that has made you who you are and make plans for the person you grow up to be. You know, another thing I might do if I were you, think about it, because we always have, like, in school, they always have, like, you know, countries. So you visit the country and people do reports on that country or on that state or whatever, right? There's always, even if it's on the United States, there's always a way to incorporate your culture into that kind of presentation in school, right? So that your classmates might be interested in what you have to, you know, what you have to say. But make sure that you are also, you know, if you were going to, for example, make a food dish. So let's say that you were doing a country report and you got Vietnam. And so and part of the report was that you were giving food to everybody, making food. You had food made. Don't give them like eel eyeballs, right? Give them something they would love, that they would love. Like when we, for example, I'll give you an example. It's not going to help you a whole lot, but, well, it could. I mean, Italy, pizza, you know, spaghetti, they would love that. Your class would love it. But that's not Vietnam. I don't know Vietnamese food enough to say. But if I were you, I'd go for a great dessert that they would like, right? I don't know. Or some great, you know, I don't know, fruit that they would like, some candied nuts they might like, something that the kids would like, not adults. Don't give them adult food, give them kid food. So my example was this. And it's not even a very good example, but it is a good example. So we did the states. Well, you know, here's the thing about doing the states, the United States, right? Is that you're not, so there's a bunch of white kids doing the United States because That's basically what it was. In elementary school, I had no black kids there. So it was all just a bunch of white kids doing the United States. So there's no one kid there that ever was like stood out because of their nationality, because of the nation that they came from. No kid stood out. So there was never that feeling, right? But what do I remember about that time? I'll tell you what I remember about that time. Baked Alaska. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Never as a kid, adult, have I ever been like, oh my gosh, that fast on a dessert. It was so good. There's a couple other times that always involved ice cream. Always involved ice cream. Oh my gosh. Yeah, for sure. So, and I remember it. I remember that was in elementary school. I remember, some 48 years later, 46 years later, I remember whoever had that. I think it was Robbie Woodring. Is that you? I was wondering, thinking about elementary students lately. I think it might have, honest to gosh, I think it was Robbie Woodring. Delish that was. So give them something they would remember that is delicious like that. You could see, look at how I'm just savoring that moment from 46 years ago. So I would do that. Get them in so let's say, well, I'm older than that. We don't have class reports on that anymore, or I don't have the opportunity. No, you can make the opportunity. You can put some candied nuts in your lunch, enough for everybody, or on your birthday. Do you pass out treats? I don't know. We don't do anything fun anymore since COVID, right? COVID. We had SARS-1, that's SARS-2. We had, pig flu, swine flu, same thing, bird flu. We had, behind flu in more than one way. Okay. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Give them something delicious or interesting. What about a puzzle? What about a puzzle? Something that they could learn, so you just don't give them the facts, we have, but something from the rainforest, something, bamboo. Give them each a piece of bamboo. Something like that. I don't know, right? I'm assuming China, bamboo, maybe, south. Luke. Dear Highlights, I have a problem about controlling my temper at my house. When I'm mad, I'm not at home. When I'm mad and I'm not at home, I don't do anything. But when I'm at home, I just go to my room and throw things around. I need your help. Luke, 1998. Dear Luke, you have already taken the first step. When you realize that you have a temper, you delivered on awareness, and that is your first step in controlling it. Amen, sister. I'm going to say it again. Amen, sister. If you feel you are likely to lose your temper, take a few deep breaths and slowly count to 10 until you feel your anger go away. You might realize that losing your temper doesn't really solve anything. You might also try to pretend that you are the other person and try to imagine what you would feel. As you become more aware of others' feelings, you might get less angry. Once you see the benefits of controlling your temper, you may find that you have the strength to handle stressful situations. One thing that may help is sharing your feelings with the people who love you. Your mom and dad care very much about your happiness, and they'd want to support you anytime you're anxious or uncertain. Even if they can't solve your concerns, they can offer comfort by listening. You might also choose to talk with a favorite teacher, close friend, or school counselor. Another thing to do too is, you guys do research on your own. You have time on your own. I would look it up on the internet. They always give you like quick facts. And kids have good intuition. If somebody's just, blowing out to get something online, or whether or not that advice can really help you. Be like, oh, I never thought of that before, right? So looking things up online, reading some things in books, get a book about it. They can always have some interesting things that are like interesting to you. Interesting to me would be the research, but maybe that's not interesting to you, right? So I would look some things up, right? Especially, sometimes friends, I'm sorry to say this, but they're as dumb as you are about the subject, right? Why would they have any wisdom? They might have some wisdom, but on anger, I don't know. That's really a tough one to have a lot of wisdom on. We are doing, in the next class at 1 o'clock. What time do we get on? I can't remember. I'm thinking of all the times that we have, but I think it is 1 o'clock. In our classroom engagement, we are going to be talking about learning how to meditate. So meditation, and especially the way that I'm going to be explaining it, is really a helpful way for you to control your anger. Meditation is about self-control. It is an exercise to learn self-control. People think it's an exercise to lower your stress or your pressure, and then what they end up doing is thinking during the time that they're meditating about their stresses and their pressure, and they wonder why meditation doesn't work. Meditation is for stress and pressure, but it is not a time that you think about it or you deal with your problems at all. It is a time where you let go of those and you strengthen your core ability to control your thoughts and your emotions. That's what meditation is about. Meditation is learning self-control. It's a mechanism by which we can learn self-control. So come to my classroom engagement, and we're going to learn how to meditate, which is really learning about controlling the mind and your emotions. And if those two things are controlled, your body goes along with it, right? Because what are you doing? Well, if you're in a meditative state, your body's pretty much doing nothing, right? And you're allowing your body, your emotions, your mind to take over, and well, we'll show you. This is not the time for the lesson, is it? No. And then the other thing too also is to learn how to get rewards in the progress, real progress, but doesn't have to be big progress. But in the progress that you're making, learn how to feel rewarded in the progress that you are making. So this brings me to our discussions on changing your mindset. All right? So this concept of changing your mindset really is a concept about self-control. Let me see here where I've got this. There we go. Okay. So I can do it. So change your mindset is about controlling the way that you think. So if you think I'm not good at something, I'm either good at something or I'm not, I'm good at something or I'm not, a growth mindset would be, I can improve my skills with effort and practice. So the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mind, let me put that up in your corner there actually. A fixed mindset and a growth mindset is that a fixed mindset says things can't change. A growth mindset says they can change. Now the point here for you, Luke, is this, is that reward yourself for having a growth mindset, right? So every time you begin to think, I can't do this, it's not in my skill set, or this happens to me all the time, I'll never get this math problem. I'll never get my emotions under control. I'll always be bored in meditation. I'll never figure this out. See how we are using absolutes? I'll always just be a nerd. See how we use absolutes in fixed mindsets, right? I'm so stupid. I'll never get this. Can't I do anything right? All of those statements, if you've ever heard your mind say it, all of those statements are fixed mindsets. And what you want is you want a growth mindset. So for every step that you change your fixed mindset, even if you have it, and you go, I'm so stupid. Oh, that's a fixed mindset. I'm never going to learn this stuff. I should have had a growth mindset. First thing out of my mind, fixed mindset. And then again and again and again. I'm so stupid. Oh, that was a fixed mindset. I'm learning. So you said you were so stupid about something. Made a mistake in recital on the piano. And it was a recital. I'm so stupid. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so stupid. Fixed mindset. Look at that. Already there's growth because you recognized it. Just exactly what she said. You have already taken the first step. When you realize that you have a temper, you developed an awareness. So you're developing an awareness about your internal speech is what it's called. Your verbiage, your internal speech that you have. Sometimes our internal speech comes out, so it can be, right? Can be verbal, but a lot of times it's in our mind, and it's always in our mind before it comes out our mouth anyway. So reward yourself. You recognized you had a fixed mindset. I'm so stupid. Fixed mindset. And then instead of going down that road, that rabbit hole of I'll always have a fixed mindset, I can never get this thing right, instead of going down that rabbit hole of that was a fixed mindset. What would be a growth mindset? A growth mindset, and again, you're in a situation, so you got to figure out the situation. If it was a piano recital, you made a mistake. It'd be like, it was nerves. It was nerves. I played that thing 100 times, at least 100 times before recital, and it was nerves. So if I get over my nerves, growth mindset, if I can overcome my growth, I can grow. If I can overcome my nerves, the next time I shouldn't make any mistakes, right? Okay. All right. So, and then what? And then, it's like, for me, I could stand outside and observe things and get fully rewarded from the observation of those things. Like I did 5 bags of leaves yesterday after class. Bravo, Annette. Oh my gosh. After class, when I'm usually so tired, and I got it done before dark, like at least 5 bags of leaves that I did. That is a good quarter of the way on my winter cleanup. I got done. I didn't even think about it. I just went outside and started doing it, and all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to finish this up. And I did. I finished it off. Now there's still leaves falling, right? So I still have more work to do. I'm going to have more work to do. But I stood back and I looked at that all cleaned up, and I was so proud. I was so proud of myself for doing that after I taught class. We can be proud of ourselves, right? We can listen to the applause in our heads and be okay with the applause in our heads and not be embarrassed. That's how we can get over applause from other people and be gracious. Take your bow. Take your bow. That's how you actually don't end up being so embarrassed. You take your bow. You show you're grateful. You're gracious for that, right? Okay, so I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I am really proud of myself. And I just soaked it in. I wasn't thinking every minute, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. I just looked at the beauty of it. I can appreciate something beautiful and not have to be, thank God I've got all the skills for that kind of, I don't have to be like that. I could just be, look at my lawn. Look at my lawn. Oh my goodness gracious. I blew out with that blower, all the leaves around there. Look at my lawn. Healthy mind, body, spirit, folks. Healthy mind, body, spirit. The other thing was this past weekend, my boys helped cleaned out the garage and also stacked all the wood that has been accumulating since my husband passed. Cut it and stacked it. Okay. Take your dopamine rush. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical in your brain that makes you feel good. When you feel good, you get a chemical that rewards your brain, makes you feel better, right? You look at it, you become aware of it, what's going on, right? Just like the advice columnist said, you become aware of the good job you did. I became aware of what my family was doing, and I stood at the entry of the garage and watched the four of them do that work of cleanup, and it was like I had just taken a breath of the most fresh air. Standing there watching them, dopamine, chemicals. So you reward yourself, that internal reward. It doesn't have to feel like the whole time in your mind you're patting yourself on the back. What it could feel like is you see your family chipping in on in your home, for your family's home. That's what it feels like. It doesn't have to feel like I'm patting myself on the back. It feels like I'm so happy that I have my family here with me, and look at how beautiful they are making my home look. Ah! It don't get better than that. It doesn't. It does not get better than that. That is for sure. Okay, we have time to read another one. Dear Highlights, I always blame stuff on myself. I also put myself down and say I'm ugly. I'm really skinny, so everyone picks on me. I blame myself for being skinny, ugly, and stupid. Please help. Growth mindset, right? Or fixed mindset. Fixed. I can't change it. I'm skinny, ugly, and stupid. Fixed mindset. Dear Highlights, I really need your help. I've been having problems on how I see my body size. I used to be skinny, but lately my mom and others have been saying now I've grown some meat on my bones, in particular my legs and cheeks. I want to talk to my parents, but I'm scared because over the years I've grown trust issues for everyone around me. I'm stuck in a cage and I can't escape. That is a perfect example of a fixed mindset. When you say I'm stuck, that's a fixed mindset, which is a lie. Fixed mindsets are lies. You're not stuck. We always have choices. We do have choices. You can do something. You could scream at the top of your lungs and run around the building. But we have choice. It may not help. We have choices. We're not stuck. Being stuck, it's a lie. I have videos on transformation, a healthy new you in 2022, on healthy spirit, how to transform your spirit. And I talk a lot about this in that healthy mind, body, spirit, transformation, and the lies. And two lies. One is I'm not good enough, ugly, stupid, skinny, self-esteem issues, and then the other lie is I'm stuck and there's nothing I can do about it. Fixed mindset. Let's see what our advice columnist has to say. Dear friend, we're glad you decided to confide in us. We realize it can be difficult to reach out for help when you feel as though you have trust issues. We often hear from kids who worry about their appearance. You are definitely not alone. You might mention that the comments about your appearance have been bothering you, and you're having some difficulties about how you see your body size. Sometimes people don't realize how their comments affect others. And once you let them know how you feel, they're less likely to say those things. Perhaps you can ask a parent if they can make an appointment for you to talk to your doctor about your weight and overall health. I wouldn't talk to my doctor about it. They're going to give you pills. They're going to be like, are you depressed? I'm like, well, I don't know, kind of. Yeah, a little bit. They're like, here's pills. Your doctor, never mind. Well, is the best person to let you know what your weight is for a healthy weight for your age and body type. They can also offer tips on eating nutritious meals, getting proper exercise, having a positive body image, and reducing stress. All of those you can get from all of my videos, and I am a doctor. A health psychologist. Even though you're scared to talk to your parents, we hope you will seriously consider talking to them. You might consider talking with another trusted adult too, such as an aunt, a grandparent, a favorite teacher, a school counselor, or the nurse at school. The important thing to realize is that this isn't something you need to figure out on your own. There are caring people to help you work through it. That's true, but I honestly would watch my videos. I really would. I know what you're talking about a lot. Now, a couple other things that I would say to this. To Lucy, 1992, about skinny, ugly, and stupid, we've talked about you need to have a growth mindset. You have a fixed mindset. You need to have a growth mindset to really get the health benefits, a healthy mind, body, spirit, right? You want to have a growth mindset. But the other thing I wanted to say was this. It really is perspective. And nobody can change your perspective on things. It's like people who are anorexic, right? And they're skin and bones, and they think that they're still fat. It's all perspective is what it is. I was listening to the Barbara Walters autobiography that she's got on tape. And she always complained about her skinny legs. I know a lot of women. One of my girlfriends from a long time ago, Kelly, hated her legs because they were skinny. Who else? There were lots of girls who hated their legs because they were skinny. I wasn't one of them because I was... All right, that's not true. I was skinny when I was little. So the other one here, Anonymous 2017, who said, that they said that you're filling out, right? And your legs are filling out and your face is filling out. That same thing happened to me. When I started reaching puberty, I started putting fat on. So if you're a girl, you're going to start putting fat on, and it's a natural thing, and it gives you your lovely curves that they really do like. They really do enjoy those. It's all perspective, right? It's all perspective. When we aren't used to having a womanly body because we're too young, then our change in having more fat up here in our breasts for sure, right? And in our bottoms, more fat, is going to feel strange and awkward to us. My parents always made comments, my dad especially. Look out, you're getting heavy. Look out, you've got a bottom. You're going to have to, you got to do something to hide that bottom on you. But he always said stuff. You got to stay out of the sun. You're going to be too black. Stay, your hair, blah, 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 blah. Don't cover your face. You're going to get a scar over it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's all good advice. It really is. But it does really make you feel self-conscious. And he had this weird psychological twist to everything, right? Like a reverse psychology, and psycholand. No. His birthday's coming up. I can't be that. He's going to be 90. 90 on Saturday, I think it is. I think the 28th is Saturday. 90. I don't think I'm going to see you. Sisters could call me. We'll see. I think they want me there. Wah, wah. Their issues, not mine. Okay. Woo! Went down a little deep dive over there. I didn't need to do that little deep dive. It wasn't a deep dive. It was a shallow little... I played in the water a little too long right there. Staring at the shells. Something like that. Anyway, Barbara Walters complained about her skinny legs, and those were her best asset. Almost every woman I know who complained of skinny legs, and you, Lucy, are older, you write to me, put your comment down there if that was you from the highlights, and tell me if those aren't your best asset, if that's not your best asset now. Okay? Tell me, let me know. So again, it's about perspective, right? And the same thing with the body size. You know, you're becoming a woman, your adult parents see you as that being a compliment, right? You're becoming a woman. But the filling out of the cheeks, my dad said the same thing. That didn't make me feel like I was, you know, on the road to a desirable body as a woman, right? I could be fat. Who knew? Especially the way he put it, right? I didn't get his social skills. I got a whole set of my own. So it will be about perspective. We've got this whole movement to not have a negative perspective on individuals who are fat, right? But we do. And as you can see, you felt that way as well. And we do. And to a certain extent, rightfully so, because at the very least, it tells me something about your health, your healthy mind, and your healthy soul, because I look at your body. It tells us something. But we have change mindsets, right? We have growth mindsets, which are change mindsets, not fixed. This is Dr. Annette Feravich. Thanks for joining me here in our Healthy Mind, Body, Spirit Classroom, talking more about deer highlights. We're going to go to our next topic when we get back here tomorrow. What was our next topic? I was self something or other, wasn't it? Self-improvement. It was self-improvement. So when we come back here tomorrow, we're going to have some deer highlights, letters on self-improvement. Thanks for joining me here in the classroom. This is Dr. Annette Feravich. I am the teacher. Thanks. Where am I?